And the man himself, Hamish Blake, joins me on the line now. Hamish, how are you, man?
Oh, mate, very good, Mikey. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm going really well. It's such a pleasure to finally have you on the show. Obviously, Lego Masters is going so
I was
well, and
going to say,
everyone wants to talk to you.
thank you. I thought you were going to say it's such a pleasure to finally chat to you. And I was going to say, Mike, we have chatted probably 4 times in the last 2 days. So
I well,
I don't know what sort of lies you're telling your listeners, but
I was
here we are.
I was going to actually bring that up because I had a few bits of admin I wanted to address with you, if that's okay at first. The first one is, I was just telling this story on my podcast about how I bought a shaggy rug. And I wanted to bring up that after I bought it, I explained to you that I bought this shaggy rug and I sent you a picture of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Do you remember that?
I do. I think I wrote that great joke.
Yeah. And then a few times in other text exchanges later in the week, I sent the picture of Shaggy again with no context, and you never acknowledged it. Was that just you didn't get it or you didn't find it funny?
Yeah, I got it. I mean, I think I got it. I'm not saying I know everything about comedy, but I think I can get my head around a funny picture. That's people are doing that these days. Do you know what? I honestly thought, I mean, it was in context when we're talking about a shag pile rug. And then I guess it was one of those jokes. Sometimes in comedy you have people, it's sort of like it's a U-shaped, like an inverted bell curve, right, of comedy where it's like, it's funny for a bit, then it gets a lot less funny. But if you persist, you come back out the other side and it gets funnier. And I guess I thought you were maybe doing that with Shaggy, like he was your new emoji.
Yeah,
and I think like instead of you doing a picture of you as Mike in an emoji, you just sending Shaggy from Scooby-Doo now. So I wasn't a huge fan of it. It wasn't so bad that I was going to criticise it, to write back to be like, hey, Mike, if you knew me, man, I wouldn't keep pushing the Shaggy thing. I guess I was honestly waiting for me to fall back in love with the joke. So we definitely went through a patch where I didn't think it was great, your best stuff, but I know how funny you can be, and obviously we're mates. So when you're at that level, you've earned a certain amount of slack, I suppose, from me to prove me wrong. That one day Shaggy's going to come back triumphantly as an all new funny joke. So I'd say we're just in the dip. That's all.
Yeah, I definitely was going for the U bend where like I just thought after every message I send, I'll also send a picture of Shaggy and just eventually it'll become funny. But clearly it's
it's getting there. And now I reckon this conversation helps. I reckon we're coming out of the dip now. And
see, I was about to give up because I assumed that your silence. Yeah, I assumed your silence meant this isn't working, so Mike shouldn't persist with it. But you were too nice to say that. Yeah, okay.
That's the dip. That's characteristic of the dip. The whole point of the dip is it's deafening silence, and like your audience is perplexed. Some are angry.
Yeah.
But you need to go through that, don't you, for the other side of the dip to be worth it.
The other thing I wanted to bring up was in one text I referred to you as old Kirk Christensen, and you didn't acknowledge that either. And I was
founder
wondering,
of Lego.
Yeah, he's the founder of Lego, so you did get that.
Yeah, sorry, do you need me to write back to every gag that you do and just be like, hey man, just before I address what you asked for in the text, here's my breakdown. The way you address me, 7 out of 10. The Shaggy emoji, 2 out of 10, but increasing. Your funny sign-off, 4 out of 10. The sarcastic remark you made in the middle, really good, 8 out of 10.
Well,
I'm getting this stuff, but I don't know how, sorry, if you need extra... Yeah, sorry. If you need extra juice, I will definitely. I can send you scorecards at the end.
Thanks, man. Well, I mean, a lot of the.
But this is good. It's good to check.
A lot of the listeners and a lot of the people in Australia are loving Lego Masters, which is great, and it's great to see you back on TV. I did have one little gripe I wanted to raise with you, if that was okay.
Okay.
Well, I just have to admit that my only experience with Lego was one of the Harry Potter Hogwarts sets that my next door neighbor had, and a great set, like I must admit, right? However,
yeah, from what I've learned since. So I'll let you. Sorry, you can. But I'm going to say fun fact. I know in the Harry Potter sets of Lego, I learned from Brickman that there's a bunch of colours that you can only get in that set, and a few specific pieces like a clock tower piece. That's just a side fun fact.
That is very fun. I enjoyed that a lot.
From old Kurt Christensen. Keep going.
My only issue was myself, my brother Dan, and my cousins, all of whom were a similar age. We were more of a Connects family. Did you ever consider doing Connects Masters?
You got balls, kid.
For those who don't know, Connects was like an American like construction toy that was not nearly as successful as Lego.
For good reason, I would say. Is that a fair thing to say?
No, Connects was great.
Oh, great. I mean, I'm sure people had fun doing it, but once you connect a few things together, you've got the picture. I would say there's probably more possibility with Lego. I'm not just saying this because I'm a company man, but I think we can all agree there's more potential kind of creations that you could build with Lego.
Yeah.
Is that a fair thing to say?
I don't know. I mean, I guess now I kind of feel bad because I've brought up a competing brand. Like, is Connect even still a thing, or did Lego just squash the shit out of it?
I just think there's too many heads at Lego trembling at what Connect is going to do for Christmas to knock Lego off the shelf.
Okay, well,
I'm sure they take all threats seriously on the commercial side of things. I'm sure they're very protective of their brand and they take all threats seriously, but I haven't seen Connect. I certainly haven't perceived internally at Lego any Connect trembles as yet.
Well, that's good to know.
But Connect, maybe Connect is in their dip. This is exactly just when Lego suspects them least. This is when Connect.
And the next Connects kit coming out is a Scooby-Doo Connects kit. You can make Shaggy.
Oh my god! This whole thing, you just duped me onto your podcast, so you can just do heaps of sponsored content for Connect.
Hey, so obviously Connects Masters isn't going to happen. I do feel obliged to ask. A lot of people who listen to there's a big Venn diagram between Hamish and Andy listeners and Radio Mike listeners, as you'd expect. And a lot of people are. I'm not doing this, but a lot of people are accusing you of lying about your hand injury that's preventing you from rematching me in Super Smash Bros. Is that true?
Interesting. I see you've used the age-old journalistic mechanism that a lot of people are saying. Not me, just a lot of people are saying. Well, I appreciate the fact that you believe me. Is that correct?
I definitely believe. I was there on the day. I saw the hand. I know
you saw how much pain I was in.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw how much pain I was in. And would I love to be back in full health to battle you at Super Smash Brothers? Of course I would. Should I have slowed down a bit with my hectic schedule? Probably. Can I stop? I mean, you've seen me, Mike. You've seen the effort I put in and how dedicated I am to just go 1,000% all the time. Mm-hmm. So it is my own fault that I haven't allowed my hand time to fully heal. It is getting better. I was scheduled to see a specialist before COVID hit, and then that was deemed, if you can believe this, non-essential, and so that's had to be pushed back. So as soon as that hand gets better, I just actually tried to flex it then, still in quite a lot of pain. As soon as the hand gets better, you're going down, boy, because I got the skills and I definitely know how to play, and I've definitely got the motivation to play as well.
And to wrap it up here, I had this idea that when your hand does get better, obviously Connects Masters is not going to be a thing, but do you want to hang out when your hand's better, and we'll make a pitch document to Channel 9 for Smash Masters. You can host it, and I'll be like the Brick Man, I'll be Smash Man. And like, I just think both of us can make so much money out of this.
And that is why you do TV. So definitely, and that should be our pitch.
Well, I'm looking forward to.
Just bear with us, guys. Just bear with us, and then they'll be going like, "I've just got one question. What is this?" No, shut up, guys. Just bear with us. We haven't told you the best bit. We just reckon this can happen, and we can make so much money. So, what do you say?
I reckon that's a winner for sure. Hey man, thank you so much for joining me on the pod. I really appreciate your time.
And thank you. I mean, the reason I came on was you sort of said you hey, there's a lot of listeners of your podcast are interested in the show. So if you are one of those listeners, thank you for contacting Mike to then get me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, man. You have a great day.
Love it. Thanks, Mike.
I hold you close the moment last I touch your skin. But I went to run my hand through your hair and I noticed You were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time. You were attached to string. You were a puppet this whole time.